wishes. Truffles wishes to have a power like the rest of my family. Everyone's gone. Just like that, I trot around trying to sniff them out, but I can't catch their scent. Instead, I catch a wisp of a different smell, a more fruity, floral, hay-like smell. I follow my snout over to the wall, where I notice the paper rippling. I touch my snout to it and squeal as I watch it disappear into the wall. It tingles a little, but it's not painful. I see no harm in checking out what's going on. I let my snout lead the way. I find myself in a large wet field. The smell of past rainfalls fills me with delight, a rich, damp, earthy smell. There's nothing better. You there, pig? Someone approaches me from behind. I make a run for it, zigzagging left and right, trying to shake them off with my curly tail, but they don't relent. They keep chasing, calling for me to wait, promising me they mean no harm. I don't trust them. Why should I? I know humans think my kind is delicious. I'm not risking it. I run for another 10 minutes before my legs finally give out on me. I fall to the dirt and embrace the cool, wet mud on my soft little belly. If I am to die, this is the way to do it. Pig, the person calls, catching their breath back. My word, you can run. They laugh as they slump down close to me at the base of a tree. I was scouting the area when I saw you enter through a portal. I didn't know there were portals around these parts. The closest I know of is 2 nights north. I look to my right and get a decent glimpse at them. They don't seem like a threat. They have a rather friendly face, actually. A face framed by a thick woolen scarf to keep the chill off their ears. I'm Sylvia, they say. What's your name? I tell them my name is Truffles, not expecting an answer, but they laugh. Truffles? Might as well call you magic mushrooms, eh? They can understand me. The only other person aside from the fairy that can understand me is Xena. I've never directly spoken to another human before. I ask them how they received this gift, and they tell me it's genetic. There's witch blood in me. Comes from my mother after she was cursed as a young girl. I nod as if I have any idea what they're talking about. Don't worry about it, Freckles. Freckles? Why do I kind of like that? I just wanted to make sure you're okay. It's pretty dangerous out here in these woods. I look around and gulp. It dawns on me this is the first time I've ever been without my family outside. A wolf howls in the distance and I jump to my feet. See what I mean? It's not safe for a little guy like you to be out here all by yourself. I ask them why they want to protect me, if they have an ulterior motive, and they smile at me sympathetically. I don't eat meat, my friend. You're all good. I ask if they're a vegetarian, and they look at me confused. I'm a herbivore. I only eat plants and stuff I forage. I explain what a vegetarian is, and they slap the palm against their face. Yes, I suppose that's what I am. I have nothing against those that eat meat, but when you can communicate with animals, it becomes a bit awkward, you know. I can see that logic. Their face stiffens at the sound of a second closer wolf howl. We've got to get you out of here, they say as they get up to their feet and encourage me to follow them. I ask where they were heading before they met me. It's so dangerous. Danger is everyday life for us. My daughter Scarlett is planning a son's walk to my mother's in the morrow. I was heading out to get supplies for her, cakes, bread, that sort of thing. It's her first journey by herself. I ask why they can't join her. I would if I could, but I have so much to be done before my husband returns a fortnight from now. I ask where he is. Nottingham, in your realm. Tell me, my friend, what century are you from? I tell them 21st century, and they smile. My husband's in the 10th. They snicker at my confused face and tell me not to worry about the logistics, and we carry on forward. We approach a quiet opening in the woods, where a small row of 3 houses sit. 2 of the houses, one made of straw and another of twig and twine, lay in ruins on the ground. I can only tell they were once houses by the pristine gardens that sit before them all. A brick house is the only one that remains, and Sylvia runs up to it and knocks on the door. To my surprise, an older pig answers it, breathing a sigh of relief when it looks between us. Thank goodness. I was worried I'd opened the door to you-know-who. It looks around nervously and Sylvia follows its gaze. Surely you don't mean, they ask. I'm afraid I do. The big bad wolf has already come by to terrorize us. My brother built a house of straw, my sister a house of sticks, but I said he can't get to me because my house is made of bricks. What happened to your siblings? Sylvia asks what I was thinking. The pig gives no response, just bows its head down in a mournful silence before inviting us in. Tea? Our host asks, trotting over to the stove. This world I've found myself in sure is unusual. Pigs live in their own homes and go about like they are no different to humans. It's fascinating. I decline the offer of tea, though. There's a knock at the door just as the pig is about to put the water on a boil. We all freeze, know exactly who it is. Little pig, little pig, the wolf called through the letterbox. Oh, do let me in. It must have seen us in the woods and followed us back here, Sylvia begins. I'm so sorry. The pig steps away from the pan and closes its eyes. It's okay. He can't get to us here. My house is made of brick. The window in the other room smashes, and the wolf enters our view within moments. What do we have here? 2 little piggies and a delicious, supple-looking woman. He licks his lips. Sylvia steps out in front of us, staring down. You don't scare me, Wolf. Why don't you run back to the woods? The wolf stands on its back legs before us in all his full height. But you see, I've already had pork twice today, and it's really given me a proper craving for it. He pounces at Sylvia, scratching her eye with his razor-sharp claws. Blood trickles down her face, but she continues to stand her ground. Run! She screams at us as the pig and I make our break for the door. Just as I escape, the pig is dragged back in by the wolf, squealing away in fear. I charge back in to help, where I find the wolf advancing on the pig as it rushes further and further back towards the fireplace. Little pig, I'm going to eat you now. The wolf snarls as the pig takes its own stand. Not by the hairs on my chinny. It leaps at the wolf, who is startled by the ballsy move. Chin. The wolf and the pig have now swapped positions, and Sylvia has shown up with the pan filled with water, which has now been boiled. Chin. The pig yells as it jumps out of the way, so Sylvia can throw the water in the wolf's face. He yelps out in pain as he falls back into the fireplace and begins howling in agony as the fire laps at his fur. I run over to the pig to check if it's okay, and after I'm sure we're all fine, I turn to see the wolf has gone, probably burnt to ashes. I stay for a couple more hours and discuss with Sylvia and the pig the differences between our 2 realms. I explain how I got here, and Sylvia suggests a fairy gave me the power to sniff out hidden doorways to different realms, which is exciting. By the time the sun starts setting, I decide it's time for me to go back to the wish realm, to conclude my wish, and to sniff out the portal home. It's even easier to find than my first portal. I'm very familiar with the scent of home. I say goodbye to Sylvia and the pig, and Sylvia says, if I ever need a portal-finding pig, I know who to call. We laugh as I say my final goodbye before walking through the portal. To my surprise, I realise I haven't made it back to the wish realm at all when I see my family standing around before me. I walk straight back to my home realm with my powers still intact. My wish really has come true. I do have powers now, just like the rest of my family.